Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about how to give peer feedback. First, let's look at why peer feedback matters to you. Giving peer feedback doesn't just help the person you're giving feedback to, it also helps the person who's giving feedback. It helps you develop essential 21st century skills like collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and others. Those prepare you for teamwork in your future career. These 21st century skills are often called soft skills, and they're not the skills that are generally directly taught, but they're so helpful to you in your career. They also help you build metacognition. What's metacognition? It's thinking about your own thinking or thinking processes. Research shows that metacognition is one of the most effective ways to improve students' academic performance. That sounds good. It helps you reflect on your own work and internalize criteria for high-quality work. If you're giving feedback to someone else, you have to know the criteria for that work in order to give feedback. That will help you when you're working. It also helps you see diverse perspectives. You can get fresh insights and ideas from your peers, and you can build creativity and flexibility from exposure to different approaches. Everyone has a different way of doing things and thinking about them, and by seeing other people's ideas, you can improve your own creativity. It also helps you to look at your work from the audience's perspective, which is really important when you're trying to communicate. It also helps you create a supportive learning community. You can build relationships and mutual understanding by working together with your peers, and develop a growth mindset and openness to feedback. A growth mindset means thinking that you can improve your knowledge, your skills, and your understanding by working at it. So let's look at the feedback process. It's a connected cycle that starts with producing work. You then give some feedback. In order to do that, you must understand what you're giving feedback to, and you also have to understand the criteria for what makes a good piece of work. So you learn from giving feedback. Then you receive feedback, and you learn from getting the feedback. You can see someone else's perspective. Finally, you can use that feedback to improve your own work. So what makes feedback good? Feedback should be specific, targeting a specific area of work. It should be actionable. That means it should give suggestions for improvement. It should be respectful, focusing on the work, not on the person. And it should be balanced. Some good, some bad, some praise, some things to improve. So what happens when feedback goes wrong? Ask yourself, is this helpful feedback for you? Could you act on it? This is good. This is weak. Not enough information. Hard to follow. Grammar mistakes. I don't understand. Your slides were boring. To me, those don't sound like I can act on them. I don't know what I need to change to improve. So let's improve those. Let's start with, this is good. Sounds nice, but it's not very helpful. I really liked your use of statistics to highlight the problem's urgency. That's better. We know exactly what the audience liked. Could you add a graph here to make the data clearer? That's actionable. I know what I need to do to improve. So let's look at the others, starting with this is weak. Your introduction could be more engaging if you started with a thought-provoking question or a relevant example to get the audience's attention. This would get them ready for your main points and make your listeners more invested in your topic from the beginning. That's really specific and actionable. Now let's look at not enough information. Expanding this paragraph would make your argument stronger. Use some data and examples to give more detail and support. That's specific and actionable. Hard to follow. How about adding a transition word here would improve the flow between ideas and show the connections better. You could also use shorter sentences to make it clearer to the reader. That's very specific and actionable. Grammar mistakes. What about this? In paragraph 2, there are a few grammar mistakes that you can fix to improve the clarity of your writing. That sounds nice and positive and helpful. And here are 3 examples of specific grammar I could improve. I don't understand is not very helpful. In this sentence, the connection between your topic and the supporting details is not clear. You could add a sentence to explain it, something like, this means that. That's much more clear to me what I need to do to improve it. Your slides were boring. That just seems hurtful. Adding a relevant image here and using larger text would make your slide more engaging. That's actually really helpful. Speak more clearly. I don't know what they mean by clearly. But what about this? I had trouble hearing some parts. Could you try speaking louder so the people at the back of the room can hear you? Now I know how to improve. And what about receiving feedback? It's about the work and not about you. Almost no one really likes receiving feedback unless it's 100% positive, and that's not really helpful. So what can we think about to help us accept feedback in a more positive way? You should have a sense of curiosity. Ask yourself, what would other people think of my work? You should focus on understanding. If you don't understand the feedback, ask some clarifying questions. Separate useful feedback from less useful comments. Not every comment is going to be really helpful for you. You can ask about it, and then if you find something not helpful, Just focus on the other comments. Remember that you're helping your peers and your peers are helping you. They're not trying to hurt you and you're not trying to hurt them. Take it in this positive light. And remember that even experts have room for improvement. The very best writers and speakers get feedback all the time. The feedback helps them improve and they appreciate it. And learning from feedback is an important life skill. You will get feedback from people your entire life, and this is exactly what you need to be the best that you can be. Now, you can give some great feedback. Go ahead and start giving your peers the best feedback you can.